accidentally kicked the tripod. Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to our favorite time of the quarter, or the favorite time of the year, one of 4 favorite times of the year. Welcome to the first Monitoring My Physical TBR of 2025! Yay! It's one of my favorite videos to film, and I feel like it's one of your favorites to watch or engage with. This is basically a video series where I quarterly analyze and monitor the number of books I've read, hauled, unhauled, all of that, in order to keep track of my physical TBR and see if I'm actually able to slowly chip away at my physical TBR. It's gonna be interesting to track my books this year, because I do feel like I am definitely restricting myself more with my book buying, and I am definitely attempting to focus more on reading my physical TBR than previous years. Even though I've done this for many years already, I feel like this year I might actually succeed. Watch me fail hard in like 6 months now. Also, on top of that, there are some category changes, or some categories I don't really have anymore. And yeah, let's just talk about it. Let's jump right into this video and talk about what we're dealing with. So in this video I will be talking about books I've read, hauled, unhauled, all of that in the last 3 months, meaning January, February and March. I ended 2024 with 143 books on my physical TBR, and I'm very proud that I actually managed to keep count of everything throughout the year, because when I filmed my video where I showed off my entire physical TBR, that number added up to what I ended my last Monitoring My Physical TBR with. That number equaled where we left things off in 2024 with the final instance of Monitoring My Physical TBR. That made me very happy that I could count in 2024. 143 books. I used to say back in the day that my aim is to halve that number. I don't think that's realistic for me anymore to even attempt that, so I'm not saying I'm halving it, but let's have a broader goal of just maybe my physical TBR can be lower by the end of this year than it was at the start. That would be epic. As always, let's start about the books I've read in these last 3 months. So I feel like I have actually read plenty of books, or comparing it to last year at least. I've read 15 books in total in 2025 so far, but about half of them have been audiobooks. And then out of the physical books I've read, one was a library book and one was a reread, so those don't necessarily count. So let's consider the books from my actual physical TBR. And here we have it. These are the 5 books that I read in this first quarter of 2025. I read 1 book in January. This is the only book I finished. In February I managed to read 3 books. Very fantasy heavy, I see now. In March I managed to finish 1 book. So 5 books in total of my physical TBR. On top of that I read a One Piece omnibus edition from the library. I also reread The Hunger Games in March, but I haven't counted this one to my physical TBR, so it's not part of the challenge. I do want to mention I am counting Hunger Games for my book buying game though. Maybe I should make a video about my book buying game. I might do that actually, to just catch you up on some things. So 5 books read in this first quarter. That means that we were at 143 books. We are subtracting 5, which means that we're currently at 138 books. Let's now talk about the books I've hauled in these 3 months. As I mentioned, I have a book buying game. Basically, I'm only allowed to buy sequels, books by favorite authors, books I've already read, if I want to own them physically or another edition or something. And then on top of that, I'm allowed to purchase 1 book for every 5 books I read of my physical TBR. So if you paid attention, since I've read 5 books, I earned like 1 token to purchase a book that wasn't a sequel, wasn't a reread, anything like that. And in these 3 months, I have purchased a total of 7 books, but only 5 are actually counting to my physical TBR, because 2 of them, these 2 right here, were books I have already read. So I purchased this gorgeous collector's edition of The Poppy War. I've already read The Poppy War, and because I started to sort of clean up my Poppy War collection, I got the smaller paperback edition of The Burning God. I used to have the large paperback. I hate large paperbacks. Those don't count to this challenge. I just wanted to show them off and talk about it. But these are the 5 books that I have purchased so far this year. In January, I purchased 2 books. Both of these are sequels, so I was allowed to buy them. One of them I've already read, and you can see my review of that one. I will link it if you're interested. In February, I purchased another sequel, Iron Flame, since I have now started the Empyrean series. And finally, in March, I purchased 2 books. Once again, one is a sequel, and then Deep Cuts is actually the book I purchased with my token from my book buying game. 5 books in total, which basically eliminates all of the progress that we just did with the books I have read, because we are now adding 5 books again, so we're back at 143 books. Perfect! I love when I make progress. The third category is gifted, but I haven't been gifted any books, so I got nothing to add there. And a category that has now been removed is book box books. Books from book subscriptions. I used to have various Illumicrate subscriptions. I've had the regular one, the romance Afterlight one, the Evernight one, which is like the horror thriller one. I've cancelled all of those. I cancelled them back in December, so I'm no longer getting any book subscription books. So yeah, this category is done. We don't have this category anymore. That means that the final category, these videos are gonna be so quick now, but the final category I have is for unhauled books. And I have actually unhauled a few books. I unhauled Mistress of Lies. This is a book that I put on my January TBR, and the moment I put it on my TBR, I realized that I was not interested in it. I don't really know why. I don't have a clear reasoning of why. I just felt like, no, I don't want to read it. So I have since unhauled it, and I actually shipped it out today to someone who purchased it and wanted it more than me, so that is great. My second unhaul is Launch Something. This is a book I attempted to read now in March, and I sort of realized that I don't care. Life's too short for boring books. So this one is being unhauled as well. I'm removing it from my physical TBR, even though I haven't completed it yet. And yeah, that's it. That means that we're at 143 books, subtracting 2 unhauled books, which puts us at 141 books. And that is actually a decrease these last 3 months. And as long as I keep on decreasing the number of books I have on my physical TBR, I feel like I'm gonna be happy with this. I'm not saying I will get down to the hundreds, that I will be able to half my physical TBR, anything like that. But if I can just continue to have the discipline to stick around the same number of books or even lower, I will be happy. And that's actually it then for this update. I am pleased with how my reading has been going so far, and I'm also very pleased regarding my book buying discipline, I guess. I think I'm gonna make a video where I discuss this more actually. But yeah, I feel good. I'm excited to continue to read books and to continue giving you these updates on how I'm doing with my physical TBR. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!